include street racing, is the second most frequent cause of car accidents. Speeding on August 31st in Southern California, 3 cars were street racing. 4 people died and one was hospitalized with serious injuries. This story was on almost every major news network. Why? Maybe because we see too many cars racing, and in doing so endangers people's lives, including their own. Distracted driving is the third leading cause of car accidents. Distracted driving comes in many forms besides just texting or talking on the phone. It can be looking at a GPS or reading directions, unwrapping a burger, turning on the heat or air conditioning, talking to people you're driving. But the leading cause of this fatal distracted driving crashes has nothing to do with messing around with anything. The Erie Insurance Group did a study that showed the number one cause of fatal distracted driving crashes was just daydreaming. How can we avoid daydreaming? Dr. Paul Ashley from the University of California, Riverside said, quote, "One effective strategy to counteract daydreaming is to keep your mind alert with so-called passive forms of engagement, like listening to a radio show or podcast. Passive engagement is good because if something changes around you, your brain stops listening and you can focus on what you're doing." Now, you may be thinking, I'm a perfect, flawless driver, never drove distracted, and plus I've never had any alcohol. Well, that's great, but there are other people who do those things. There's no way to avoid these types of people, but there is a way to get a layer of armor over yourself, which brings me to my next point, which is about car safety. Would you rather get hit by a semi-truck in a small car or in an army tank? I know that you probably can't buy tanks, but that doesn't mean there aren't sturdy cars. Have you ever heard of IIHS? The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety measures, quote, 2 aspects of safety: crashworthiness, how well a vehicle protects itself in a crash, and crash avoidance and mitigation, technology that can prevent a crash or lessen its severity. What they basically do is just damage the cars different ways and see how well it protects the driver and all its passengers. For example, since most car accidents happen on the front of the car, they drive the car at 40 miles per hour into a wall. Then they can see if the dummy inside is destroyed or maybe just hurt a little, or if the car is demolished or maybe just dented. This information is available online, and if you buy a car, you should do research and see if the car you want is safe. Safe cars are good, but even the safest cars can't prevent all injuries. Remember the statistic earlier? 6 million car accidents, 3 million people injured in car accidents, over 2 million experience permanent injuries. The previous statistic also said that 40,000 people die in car accidents every year. After my parents were in the crash, they were unable to do some of the things they used to do before the crash. My brother and I had to help them out and do some of those things for them. Even after 6 months and many physical therapy appointments and doctor's appointments, they still feel the effects of the crash. Injuries are not just physical, but they're also psychological. Dr. Edward B. Blanchard of Stanford University said, quote, "Motor vehicle accidents are considered the leading cause of post-traumatic stress disorder in the general population, and car accidents are the number 1 trauma for men and the second most frequent trauma for women. Sometimes people have persistent anxiety, depression, and or phobias. Sometimes people won't want to drive at night or in bad conditions." In conclusion, how can all these things help you be a better and safer driver? Well, if drunk driving, speeding, and distracted driving are the 3 major reasons for car accidents, then you should try to avoid them. For example, don't drink and drive, don't speed, and remove all distractions while driving. And also, if you buy a car, you should do research and see if the car you want is safe. This is a very important step to do because it may be the choice between life or death. And also, if you have never been in a car crash, you should be thankful for all the things you do not have to go through. Thank you.